There's a fucking tray of weed they had to move so I could fucking do stand-up comedy. That never happens. How many of you guys have seen me do comedy before? Oh, cool, because I'm going to do old jokes that you're not heard. So I got two kids. I got a 2-year-old. I got a 5-year-old. One of them's on purpose. The on purpose one is the 2-year-old. Yeah, the 2-year-old's on purpose. And I'll tell you this too, man. I used to do a lot of drugs, like really bad ones. Yes! Not like cool ones. I used to smoke methamphetamine. Yeah. Out of light bulbs. So some of my jokes are going to be about methamphetamines, but don't worry, I tell them super fast. That's smart, huh? Yeah. But anyway, back to my kids, man. I got a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old. My 2-year-old's fucking on purpose, man. A guy who smokes as much meth as me, you'd never think I'd have a kid on purpose, right? That's wild. No, he's on purpose. But my 5-year-old was an accident, and the only reason we had an on purpose kid so my 5-year-old accident kid wouldn't be all weird. You guys know how many of you are only children? Yeah. Hella weird. No. Here's what happened. My wife was on the NuvaRing. You guys know about the NuvaRing? Yeah. If any of you guys are on the NuvaRing and you do not want to be pregnant, you might want to pull that thing out. Not right now, though. That'd be weird. Nobody's done it yet. Fucking NuvaRings, man. What was I thinking, NuvaRing? The main problem, here, let's put it out. What do you think the main problem with the NuvaRing? It's mostly a hole. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but rings are mostly holes. Like, rings can't even stop fingers. See? That's a NuvaRing. I painted it silver. I took it out. It was really smart of me. There's no way a ring's gonna stop a sperm, because sperms are really small. I'm from Spanaway. I used to do a lot of meth, but I know some science. And I know sperms are really small. They're so small you can't even see them, even if you look really close. You'll be like, what are you doing, Sam? Why are you looking at the sperms? I'm not science, sort of. I'm worried. No, it's crazy. I met my wife. I was homeless when I met my wife. A lot of people don't know I was homeless for a long time. I like to do this when I'm doing sets, especially in like little venues like this. So I'm going to say, I used to be homeless, and then I want you guys to be like, how homeless were you? But just wait, okay? Okay, let me do it. I got to do it right. I always fuck this up. I used to be homeless.
How homeless were you?
I didn't have any place to live. That's homeless. They're like, Sam, we don't want you here. Go home. And I'm like, I get the first part. I'll leave. I'm not going to go home because that's not a place. No, it's all right. I did good, man. I got laid every once in a while. It was cool, sort of. You haven't had sex until you've had it under a tarp in front of the theater? That's some funny sex. You know what's cool about having sex under a tarp?
What?
Nah, look, I'm thinking. Nothing's cool about that. No, I met my wife, man. I was homeless. And it was a weird interaction because she did roller derby and it was crazy. And she was like, hey, why don't we go back to your place? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Like, me and my roommates, we're not really getting along right now. She's like, oh, okay. And she didn't know, like, I wasn't lying, though. Like, me and my roommates weren't getting along. But my roommates were seagulls. But we weren't getting along. Then the seagulls thought I was trying to get their eggs. You ever want to piss off a seagull? Take its eggs, man. They really love their eggs. They're like babies. They're like the seagull's babies. You don't want to take eggs. And if you do take their eggs, I'm just kidding. I never took seagull eggs. You can take that to the bank. But you don't want to take seagull eggs to the bank. They'll tell you to leave. And then you're like, no, these are chicken eggs. And they're like, it doesn't matter, Sam. This is a bank. Don't bring eggs to the bank. I'm like, but they're chicken eggs. You always say that, Sam, and they're always seagull eggs. And I'm like, fuck capitalism. Burn it down. Man. That's why we don't eat seagull eggs. It's because some guy guy's like, don't eat seagull eggs. They're free. And because, wait, hear me out. Because we don't eat seagull eggs, we're not free. Do you guys know what the difference between a chicken egg and a seagull egg is? Nothing. Except price. Except price. You know how easy it is to get seagull eggs? You know what you gotta do? You find an abandoned building. You climb on the roof. Watch your ass, because they're coming for you. They're like fucking mid-fighters. Duck and weave, man. And it's easy if you're smoking a lot of meth to dodge them. I'm just saying, this is all theoretical, like hypothetical. Like, this is how I would take seagull eggs if I was taking seagull eggs. So anyway, back to my wife. She's like, we should go back. I'm like, that's not gonna work, because I was homeless. And yeah, and she found out. She found out later, once we were married. I just started staying at her house all the time. I went to her house. She's like, "Oh yeah, welcome." I'm like, "Hey, can I take a shower?" Because like I kind of thought we were gonna get down, which we did, but I also just really needed a shower because I smelled bad because I was living under a tarp. Yeah, it was tough, man. Every once in a while, like I'm like a full-on like citizen now. Like I've been sober 7 years. I'm a fucking thank you. I'm a trained chemical dependency counselor, but like I quit. Cause like I know why I got sober, but I can't figure out why anybody else would. So like they're like, oh, everybody told me to stop doing drugs. I'm like, you probably should stop doing drugs. And they're like, well, I don't want to. I'm like, well, that's not my problem. I'm here if you want to. Yeah.
We should get down to
what just happened?
Oh.
What's going on? No, I can talk about it. Oh yeah, turn that off. It's fucking up my set. Whoa, do you guys feel that?
Wow.
Funny.
I can turn those down too, they dim.
No, this is a funny light. There's a cat here. A cat.
How often do you have a comedy cat?
Huh?
Comedy cat.
All the time.
Okay.
All the time. I travel with the cat when I'm on tour. People don't believe me. No, well, you know, sometimes my wife, she gets mad at me because I still do shit. Like, I'll eat food that's expired. It's not bad. Well, okay, it's a little bit bad, but it's not all the way bad. And like, I'll eat it, and I'll be like, oh, and then I'll eat a lot of it because it's like expired, and you don't want to waste it. Yeah. And so she'll come home, and I'll be drinking like kind of weird milk. And I'll drink a lot of it, and I'll be kind of sick, and she'll be like, what's wrong with you? And then I'll be like, no, it's cool. Like, I didn't want it to waste the milk. And she's like, we have money. Like, milk's cheap. And I'm like, I did it too late, and I'm sick now. And she's like, Sam, you're not homeless anymore. And I'm like, yeah, thanks. Thanks. You're like the worst social worker ever. You have the worst boundaries. It's like a homeless shelter, but I had kids with her. It's like the Salvation Army, but you get to like bang all the time and play Nintendo and shit. It's amazing. I love marriage. You guys like the debate and stuff? You guys like the politics at all? You guys watched the last Republican debate? Anybody watch that shit? I fucking love that shit because they say the dumbest shit. Here's the thing, is like I'm pretty good at talking. Like I could do that. I can't write checks and stuff, and I don't have buy socks, but I can talk. And it cracks me up when people say shit wrong. And they had, what's his name, Rick Santorum. He was at the debate. You guys big Rick Santorum fans? Because you're not gonna like this fucking joke. He was talking about his disabled son, right? But he like said what he was trying to say wrong. He was trying to say two things. He was trying to say, hey, I have a heart, I have a disabled son. And he was trying to say that he's going to be tough on ISIS. But what he said was, I have a disabled son. I've looked evil in the eyes. That's what he said. He said that shit. And everybody was posting about it on Facebook. They were like, did you hear what Rick Santorum said? I was like, yeah, that shit's hella funny. And my friend was like, that's not funny. He's like, disabled people aren't evil. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Disabled people can be whatever they want to be. If a disabled person wants to be evil, they can be evil. They have that ability, okay? You're fucked up for telling disabled people what they can and can't do, okay? That's just some exoticism. That's what that's called. I go to Evergreen, I know. It's called exoticism. Here's another one. What's his name? Dick Punch Cruz. What's his Ted? I say Ted, Dick Punch, it's all the same. Ted Cruz. What did Ted Cruz say? Oh, he goes, we found out after San Bernardino that women can be terrorists too. And I'm like, yeah, fucking women can do whatever they want too. Women can be evil terrorists. There could be a disabled woman terrorist. She could be in this room right now. Like, some disabilities are super hard to see. Like, it might be one of those weird ones that are like Tuesday disabilities. Like, yeah, you know those cats? You know them disabled cats? They get like a limp on Tuesday? That's the way my Uncle Two Dog was. I'm almost like, you guys want to hear about my Uncle Two Dog?
Yes.
Okay, he's not my uncle. Alright? His name was Two Dog. You know how he got the name Two Dog? He was in Vietnam and he shot 2 dogs with 1 bullet.
Wow.
They gave him a medal.
Like dog?
No, I made that up. No, but that's what he told me. No, I didn't make that up. He made it up. He told me. Here's the thing about Two Dog, right? It's like Two Dog's the ugliest motherfucker I ever met, okay? Here's what happened. Like, he blew off half his face in Vietnam, okay? Like, he lost half his face in Vietnam. And, like, the other half wasn't that hot anyway. Like, Two Dog with a full face is still a 3. But with like half face, he's what's half a 3? 1.5. He's a 1.5. Okay? Like, which is nice for him too, because it's not like he didn't lose too much. You know what I mean? It's really bad when very beautiful people have their face injured. You know? But like me, like I got a bunch of dents and shit in my head. It's like, whatever. It's like character and stuff. But yeah, my uncle Two Dog, and he told me what happened. He goes, "You're not gonna believe this." And I'm like, "What happened, man?" He goes, "It was friendly fire." And I'm like, "Yeah? They thought you were the enemy?" He's like, "No, I was loading up this rocket too, and I put it in backwards. And it blew up." And I'm like, "That's not friendly fire. That's like more than friendly fire. That's you fire. That's singular fire. That's me fire. You blew you up because you weren't paying attention because you were high, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then we were smoking pot out of pop cans. I don't want to end on that. How you guys doing? You glad you had comedy at your...
Yeah.
I'm glad we did.
Raging craft night.
I know. You guys know how to do it. You guys know how to do it. This is something new. You guys know about Amber Alerts?
Yeah.
They go off on your phone. Isn't that a bummer, huh?
Loud.
You're like hanging out. You might be having sex or something. And all of a sudden it's like, and your phone makes a noise that's never made before. And you're like getting down. You're like, "Oh shit, maybe this is an emergency." And they're like, "Oh great, like some girl in Silverdale got kidnapped. Like I'm not gonna look for her. I'm having sex right now." You know. I don't know who those are helping. I like that. I keep making that girl laugh, and she's going further down the hallway. She's like, "It's funny, but I need to hide from it." It's okay. It's okay. I actually looked it up. I got curious. I'm like, Amber Alerts, where are those from? Amber Alerts started in 1996. There was a girl named Amber who got kidnapped, and she couldn't get any help. An Amber Alert would have helped, but she was Amber. That joke doesn't seem very nice at all.
Single child.
Okay, this is it, and then I'm getting out of here. Okay. Mountains are just ground that's shown off. You know what I mean? And volcanoes are just mountains that are tired of all the bullshit. Right? All lava is hot rocks, man. You ever think about that? If you get a rock hot enough, you'll make lava. That just blow your mind? You know, you guys like weed. I know. I saw you smoking weed. Weed's cool. Weed's natural. Lava's natural. You guys don't smoke lava, do you? This is a public service announcement. Hey, are you guys ready for a really fun comedy show?
Yay!
Oh, man. Your next comedian coming up to the stage is a comedy who does comedian comedy as well. We enjoy him very much sometimes. I really like him. I think he's pretty funny, perhaps. I can't wait to see what he's about to say with this long-winded introduction. Give it up right now, all the way in Katie Delgado's living room. Give it up for Chase Roper.